Yo, what's up gamers? So, I spent the last 15 minutes trying to figure out why the entire building's Wi-Fi suddenly turned into dial-up. Like, nothing's loading, emos are stuck, videos are buffering on my phone, even the vending machine card reader is thinking about life. So I follow the problem like I'm IT now, the way Gary taught me. And of course, I walk into the break room and find Gary from IT sitting there like he's hosting a private tech conference. Man's got the Switch dock, Joy-Cons out, and it is pulling every ounce of the internet in the building like it's trying to download the future. I'm talking multiple downloads, trailers auto-playing, something updating in the background. I can hear the router now, probably screaming for help. And when I look at the screen, I see Nintendo just dropped the full Indie World Showcase, and somehow I find out about 15 plus games hitting us all at once. So yeah, the Wi-Fi didn't just go down. Gary decided that today it was time to review Nintendo's Indie World Day. So before I unplug Gary instead of the router, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments down below, what indie game are you actually playing first when it comes out? Alright, grab them up and let's talk about Nintendo's Indie World Showcase that happened on March 3rd, 2026, and talk about the 15 plus games that was announced. First up is Minishoot Adventures, and this one straight up shadow dropped like Nintendo forgot to announce it. I'm talking no warning, no build up, just hey, it's out, go play it. You're basically controlling a tiny spaceship in this top-down world that feels like Zelda, but instead of swinging a sword, you're just blasting everything in sight. So you've got exploration, dungeons, upgrades, and all that classic progression, mixed with fast twin-stick shooter combat that actually feels really smooth, and the gameplay super clean. Like one of those games where you say, one more run, and suddenly your entire lunch break is gone. It's about a 10-hour playthrough, but there's a ton of upgrades and secrets, so it's easy to keep going. And honestly, this dropping instantly feels like Nintendo just walked into the office, dropped the game on the desk, and said, figure this out. Next up is Rotwood, and this one is a straight-up co-op sleeper hit. This comes from the same devs behind Don't Starve, so you already know it's got that clean art style and chaos baked in. It's a side-scrolling roguelike brawler where you and up to 3 friends jump into ruins, beat down corrupted monsters, grab loot, upgrade your gear, and try not to get wiped 5 minutes in. Combat is fast too, dodging, parrying, combos, all that good stuff, and every run is different, so you're constantly getting new builds and trying new strategies. But let me tell you how this actually goes in real life. One person installs it, says, yo, let's try one run real quick, and next thing you know, 3 hours later, nobody's moved, and the break room looks like a full gaming tournament. And the wild part, this also shadow dropped, so Nintendo really just walked in like, here's a co-op addiction, good luck. Next up is Blueprints, and this is that if you know game from the showcase. This one's a puzzle adventure where you explore this mysterious mansion, but here's the twist. Every time you open a door, you choose what room is behind it, so you're basically building the house as you explore it, which sounds simple until you realize every choice changes your entire run. Some rooms have puzzles, some have clues, some just ruin your whole plan like a bad decision in a group project. And your goal is to figure out the secrets of the mansion and eventually find this hidden room 46. But here's the thing, there's no hand-holding, no clear path. It's one of those games where you start connecting clues, writing things down, and slowly becoming the guy in the office with the conspiracy board. And this also just dropped instantly, no build-up. So if you saw this pop up and got excited, yeah, you already knew what this was. Next up is Deadzone Rogue, and this one just dropped March 17th. This is a fast-paced sci-fi FPS where you're fighting through a busted space station full of rogue AI, robots, and everything that wants you deleted from existence. And it's a roguelike, so every run is different. New weapons, new upgrades, new builds. Basically every run turns you into a completely different kind of problem. You can go in solo or squad up with friends, and trust me, this is one of those games where you say just one run before bed, and suddenly it's 2 AM and you're mentally preparing for work like it's a boss fight. It's got that Doom meets Risk of Rain energy, fast, chaotic, and super addictive. So yeah, if this gets installed, just go ahead and cancel your evening plans now. Dropping March 26 is the Midnight Walk, and this one looks like a straight up art project disguised as a game. You play as this mysterious burnt looking character walking through a dark fantasy world with a little glowing lantern buddy guiding you. And the whole game? It's made with actual clay and stop motion style animation. Like this looks less like a game and more like something Tim Burton forgot to release after midnight. Gameplay wise, it's more about exploring, solving light puzzles, and avoiding creepy monsters. Not really combat heavy. This is 100% one of those games where if you skip the cutscenes, you're gonna be completely lost 5 minutes later like you walked into a meeting with no context. So yeah, if you want something chill, weird, and low-key emotional, this might be the one you play at 1 AM with the lights off, and immediately regret it. Dropping April 23rd for Nintendo is Outbound, aka the game that makes you question every life decision you've ever made at work. This is basically a van life simulator where you take this little camper and turn it into a fully upgraded mobile home. We're talking solar panels, crafting stations, farming, cooking. You're out here living your best life while I'm unclogging a sink that's seen things. You explore different biomes, gather resources, and just build your dream setup on wheels. And you can even play co-op. So now you and your friends can all collectively pretend you don't have responsibilities. This is one of those games where you boot it up after a long shift, and 5 minutes later you're like, yeah, I could just disappear into the woods and grow tomatoes. So yeah, this is Quit Your Job Simulator, and honestly, it's looking real convincing right now. Dropping April 30th is inKONBINI, and this is basically working retail, but somehow peaceful. You play as a college student running a small town convenience store in 90s Japan, stocking shelves, ringing people up, organizing products, all the stuff I already do. But in this game, nobody's arguing about coupons or asking if the mop water is free refills. The real focus, though, is the people. You're talking to regular customers, learning their stories, building relationships. It's one of those games where small moments actually matter. And the whole vibe, soft lighting, chill music, rainy nights, this feels like the version of retail your brain makes up after a long shift to cope. Like imagine closing up the store and instead of chaos, it's just calm, quiet, and kinda wholesome. So yeah, this is retail, but if it had a lo-fi playlist and zero stress involved. Dropping May 7th is Mixtape, and this one feels like a straight up movie disguised as a game. You're following 3 friends on their last night of high school, driving around, getting into trouble, making questionable decisions. Basically every coming of age movie ever, but now you're in it. The whole game plays out like a playlist of memories. Different songs trigger different moments. Parties, heartbreaks, dumb decisions you thought were smart at the time. So yeah, emotionally this game might hit harder than your alarm clock on Monday morning. And visually, it's got that dreamy, cinematic vibe where everything feels nostalgic, even if you didn't live it. This is 100% one of those games where you start playing for the vibes, and then suddenly you're sitting there like, dang, I should text my friends. So yeah, if you're trying to feel something, this one's probably gonna do it. Next up is Unrailed 2, dropping in May, and yeah, this is co-op chaos at its finest. You and your friends are building train tracks in real time, while the train is already moving. No pauses, no breaks, just pure panic. You're out here chopping trees, mining resources, crafting tracks, and if one person messes up, that train is going straight off a cliff like your group project grade. And the best part, it gets harder the better you do. So now your whole squad is yelling, blaming each other, and panicking over one missing piece of track. This is basically Overcooked with trains, where teamwork lasts about 30 seconds before someone becomes the problem. And there's a demo out right now, which is dangerous because this is one of those games where you say just one run and suddenly it's an hour later and friendships are being tested. So yeah, this is teamwork until somebody messes up. Dropping May 29th is My Little Puppy. And yeah, this is a game that's about to emotionally destroy you in the nicest way possible. You play as a corgi, who's passed on and wakes up in doggy heaven, but then catches the scent of his owner and decides, nah, I'm not done yet. So now you're exploring these bright, colorful afterlife worlds, running around, solving little puzzles, meeting other animals, all trying to reunite with your human. And gameplay-wise, it's super chill. No combat, no stress. Just vibes, exploration, and emotional damage waiting around the corner. This is one of those games where you start smiling, and then out of nowhere, you're sitting there like, why am I crying over a virtual dog right now? So yeah, this is 100% the emotional recovery game, or the reason you need one right after. Dropping June 17th is Denshattack. And this is where the showcase said, yeah, we're gonna be weird today. You're controlling a train, but not like a normal train. This thing is out here doing kickflips, rail grinds, and wall rides, like somebody gave a subway system a Red Bull and Tony Hawk. You're flying through neon cities, volcanoes, random chaos, chaining tricks together while dodging obstacles and outrunning enemies. It's fast, it's loud, and it makes absolutely no sense, but in the best way possible. This is one of those games where your brain can't even process what's happening. You just hold forward and hope you look cool doing it. And there's a demo out right now, which is dangerous because this feels like the type of game where you say, let me try one run real quick, and suddenly you're locked into trying to beat your own score for an hour. So yeah, this is pure chaos, and somehow it works. Dropping July 16th is Ratatan, and this is basically rhythm game meets absolute chaos. You're commanding this little army of creatures, but instead of just pressing buttons, everything is tied to the beat of the music. You're attacking, defending, moving forward, all by keeping rhythm, which sounds cool until you realize if your timing is off, your entire army just stands there like a group project waiting on that one guy to do his part. And it gets even crazier with co-op. Now you've got multiple people trying to stay on beat together, which means one person messes up and everything falls apart immediately. This is like if Patapon and a party game had a baby and then gave it way too much energy. So yeah, if you've got rhythm, you're gonna dominate. If you don't, you're about to get exposed real quick. Coming this summer is Heave 2. And yeah, this is the one that ends friendships immediately. You and your friends are these little stretchy creatures grabbing onto each other, swinging across platforms, trying not to fall into spikes, lava, or just straight embarrassment. But here's the problem, your entire success depends on teamwork, and we all know how that usually goes. One wrong grab, one accidental yank, and suddenly your teammate's flying off the map like they just got fired mid-shift. And now it has online multiplayer too, so you could ruin friendships remotely. This is like if Overcooked and physics class teamed up, just to test how long your group chat survives. So yeah, if you boot this one up with your friends, just know somebody's getting blamed within 30 seconds. Also coming this summer is Woodo, and this is basically the calm game in the lineup. After all the chaos we just talked about, this one said, yeah, let's relax for a second. You're basically building these little wooden diorama scenes, placing trees, houses, characters, and as you finish them, everything slowly comes to life. No timers, no stress, no one yelling at you for doing it wrong, which already makes it more peaceful than any shift I've ever had. This looks like one of those games where you just sit back, put things where they belong, and suddenly your brain feels like it just took a vacation. So yeah, if the rest of this lineup stresses you out, this is the one you open just to reset. Also coming this summer is Toem 2, and this is just pure chill energy. You're basically walking around with the camera, taking pictures of anything and everything, weird creatures, random moments, little hidden details, and somehow that's how you solve puzzles and progress. No combat, no stress, just vibes and photography. This is the kind of game where your biggest problem is, did I take a good enough picture? Meanwhile, I'm over here dealing with problems that cannot be solved with the camera. They even added more movement this time, so now you can climb, explore more, and get better angles, which means people are about to spend way too long lining up the perfect shot. This is basically Instagram, but peaceful and actually enjoyable. So yeah, if you just want to relax, explore, and not be attacked for 5 minutes, this is the game for you. Also coming this summer is Grave Seasons, and yeah, this one looks peaceful until it absolutely isn't. At first, it's giving full farming sim vibes. Plant crops, talk to neighbors, build relationships, basically live your best Stardew Valley life. But then, people in the town start getting murdered. And suddenly your cozy little farming game turns into a full-on investigation. Because one of the townspeople is a killer. And it could literally be someone you're talking to every day. Maybe even someone you're trying to romance. So now you're out here watering crops in the morning, and playing detective at night like you're in a true crime documentary. This is basically Stardew Valley meets Who Can I Actually Trust? Coming later in 2026 is Moonlighter 2, and this is the ultimate 2-job simulator. By day, you're running a shop, setting prices, selling loot, dealing with customers, basically retail. But by night, you're diving into dungeons, fighting monsters, and risking your life just to restock inventory. So yeah, you're literally grinding 2 shifts just in 2 different dimensions, and the loop is addictive too. Go fight, get loot, come back, sell it, upgrade, then you repeat. Next thing you know, you're optimizing prices like you've got a business degree, This is like if Zelda, Hades, and working a second job all got combined into one game. So yeah, if you've ever wanted to experience burnout, but make it fun, this is it. Finally coming fall 2026 is Blighted, and this is the They Don't Miss pick of the showcase. This is from the same team that made Guacamelee, and at this point they've got a better track record than the one clean microwave in The Office. This is a full-on action Metroidvania, exploring a trippy, corrupted world, fighting enemies, unlocking abilities, and yeah, it looks wild. Like psychedelic western nightmare type of wild. You're out here absorbing powers from this blight, using it to fight, explore, and basically survive in a world that looks like it's glitching in real life. Combat looks fast, heavy, and actually challenging. So yeah, this is not the reflex after work game, this is the lock in and stop playing around game. So if you're looking at this lineup and thinking, what's the one game that's guaranteed to hit? Yeah, this is probably gonna be it. Alright, so yeah, this Nintendo indie world was stacked. You've got instant drops, co-op chaos, emotional damage, cozy games, and a whole lineup that's basically about to destroy your free time this year. And clearly it's already causing problems, because while I'm standing here, Gary is still in the break room with the Switch connected to the Wi-Fi like it's life support, downloading everything at once, and now it's making the internet and this entire building move like it's stuck in 2003. Well, that's all I have. I gotta bounce. I just got a message from someone upstairs and the system's down. Nothing's loading, and somehow, that's now my problem. So yeah, I gotta go fix whatever Gary just did before they unplugged the whole building. But before I go, do me a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want more drops like this. And before I go, I also gotta ask, what are you playing first? Because apparently you're gonna have to fight Gary for bandwidth. This is Scruffy the Janitor signing off. Peace out.